So welcome to the latest episode of the 15-Minute Chat series with local business owners. It's brought to you in partnership with Business Central New Zealand, which provides its members with professional business support services. Today, I'm fortunate to meet up with Gary Singh from the Clean Crew, a local-based commercial industrial cleaning business. Welcome, Gary. How are you?
I'm good, Damon. How are you?
Yeah, fantastic, mate. Fantastic. Good to see you, and hopefully we can catch up in person very soon rather than virtually. But anyway, hey,
thank you, Damon. Thank you for the opportunity you have provided to us.
No problem at all. Hey, what were you craving most during lockdown?
I must say the barista made coffee and people out there. So miss those people. Meeting people is I like to see people. So yeah, these are the two things which I miss the most.
Yeah, they're probably my top two as well. I've definitely missed not being out and about and talking to people, and you can only do so much of this sort of stuff online, but it's pretty hard otherwise, you just want to get out there and chat to people. And
even though I'm a gold barista by trade in the past, but having a coffee from a big machine is totally different than a little machine at home,
Yep, I've got you on that one too. I agree.
Yeah.
So you could actually say that the technology you wanted during lockdown was a better coffee machine. But what was sort of the technology or software you did rely on most during lockdown?
We are fortunate enough that before COVID-19, we always very big advocate of using technology. So all our systems are cloud-based. So if we need to go somewhere, we can do something rather than have a software which is keeping you in your desk. So we won't always be in there making sure we have a cloud-based system. But lately in COVID-19, you must be, it's not funny, but we use WhatsApp a lot to keep in touch with our staff member. And because during the COVID-19, not all of the staff can work because they have their own choices to make. And so whoever stood up, and we created their own group, and the group called Guard of Honor, because they are not actually doing for ourselves, but they're doing for community, for servicing essential service people and making sure their premises looked after well and sanitized very well. So we are fortunate enough to have those staff members in our group. So yeah, that's good for us.
So did you have to put on the
Yep.
I was going to say, did you have to put on the rubber gloves yourself and sort of get there cleaning and stuff?
I told my staff that I'm ready whenever you are, because as a leader, you got to be there when they needed you the most. And another platform we use called Slack. So Slack is quite easy. Just quickly Slack your messages and stuff. So these are the two platforms we use the most during the COVID-19. Yeah.
So you were pretty much operating during those weeks that we were in lockdown?
Yes, we since the lockdown been announced by our PM and our 90% business is being closed.
Yeah.
Still servicing the fresh meats and wineries. They need our services, so we have to continue to service them. And as I said, we are kind of fortunate to continue a little bit of cash flow keep coming, so which is good for us. So that's where we're sitting.
Okay. So the impact on the business was that, a lot of the commercial businesses, they were closed, so there wasn't the cleaning, jobs coming in through there. So how did that impact? What sort of impact did that have on the business? Did you start looking for different type of work, or changing the types of cleaning services that you provide?
Yeah, look, in business, you need to aware that when you do business, it's always a risk will come. And if you don't familiar with the risk and not prepare for the risk, you always be in trouble to run the business or sustain the business and viability of the business. So we have to source out the machines for sanitization clean, just because it's a different industry coming together now. So we need to make sure we have those machines in place. We just got 2 machines which can sanitize premises, even human as well. So we got those machines in place, so making sure we can capture that market. And we know it's not going to be normal from going forward. Few things will change, and we need to adapt to those scenarios. So yeah, sanitization services is the big going forward. So we're working towards hard on it and making sure we grab the most of these circumstances.
So did you have to do quite a bit of research to quite quickly to work out, well, we're going to offer sanitation, and how are we going to do that? Where can we source the product from, or the equipment? So was that something you had to get onto pretty quickly?
It was hard work to start with when we know that World Health Organization asked us like guidelines, the 70% alcohol based and other information by the service provider or supplier. So we need to juggle a lot of phone calls to the supplier and making sure what we are doing is exactly being asked by the ministry and asked by the WHO guidelines. Because if we don't do those protocol right, then we are risking other lives or anything. Anything can go wrong. And the aim of stopping the spread of the virus or what you call the chain, breaking the chain. If we don't play our part, we won't get any anything out of it. So it was hard to find the resources, find the channels, find the things, but you got to do a little bit of research. But sometimes when you rush, you might order more and then find out, hey, what we did, but it is part and parcel of the business, and you got to sometimes take quick decisions and get to the right product. So lucky enough, we got a good team who sit down together and making sure we find the right product before we going to lockdown, ensuring we got 2 days to do that, and we find the supplier, we find the chemical and the machine as well. So this is
So are you in a period of servicing the customers and the clients that you've had? Are you also, have you quickly changed into the right? Who else can we offer our services to? We've got this new equipment, and really promoting yourself that way as well. Is that the stage you're at now?
You're exactly right. And that 4-week lockdown, I think we got to take it as an opportunity to sit back and relax and see where you are and what else you can do differently to capture the market, and making sure you're out there and asking the right question to your viewer, and if they need services, like especially the sanitization. So we got a lot of queries in reference to the sanitization process, and we lucky enough to have that product availability before we gone to lockdown. So you have to look for something different in those circumstances to keep you going, and we have the resources in our place to keep us going, and that as a business owner, I need to make sure we continue whether I don't know how hard the storm is. So we have to continue, keep going, and you watch your kids at home. If they're smiling, that keeps you motivated all the time. And then it's important to keep yourself positive, because there's not a lot of negativity out there. And rather than thinking about what's going to happen, just think about what you have at the moment and just keep going. So
is there anyone that you turn to for a bit of advice, or to bounce some of these ideas off, so that you're on the right way, or is it just you?
No, my wife.
Look, who's always right?
Yes. It's funny, but I was in a stress of bother, because I know it's a big hit for any businesses out there, in like a lot of being locked down, all business been shut, economy been hit. So sometimes my face tells the story to my wife, and she always comes in, hey, don't worry, it will be okay. So those little words and those support around you will make a huge difference of your mindset. And when your mindset is clear and you're thinking positive about those things, nothing gonna stop you. Gonna stop you. And we believe, and technically the Clean Crew believe, we will be better position and especially in Hawke's Bay, and Hawke's Bay will come out better than anybody else in our other part of the country.
Is there anything that you've done differently during lockdown that you will continue to do as a process going forward? So you talked about, you're using WhatsApp and Stack, and you may have been using those sort of things prior to it anyway. Is there anything that you've learned during this period of time that you will carry forward with?
Look, as I said, you've got to be digital these days, and we always advocate the tech. So we also working from last 1.5 year investing on technology. So in future, we're working towards artificial intelligence driven audits, which is a crew can do those audits on daily basis rather than a 45 days audit in the past. So we have invested heavily on that, and we will be launching that within 2-3 months time.
Wow.
And those audit, like picture will tell how clean the premises is. So we don't need to check. It's not human driven where my empathy or partiality will come in place. But now it is computer based, and machine learning system will be in there. So we need to invest going forward. Anybody needs to invest in tech and making sure you keep investing in those resources. And the second thing which we have learned the most during those situation, the COVID-19, the engagement with your supplier, with your staff, with your landlords is a key part, because if you don't have a good engagement, then those hard times keep you even more harder. So if we don't have a good relationship with our supplier, we couldn't resource those products, couldn't resource those chemicals, and like our landlord has given us a 30% discount during that. If we don't have those relationships, it will even worse than what we are in this stage. So engagement with all the key people, key stakeholders is the key, and we will work really hard on going forward to make sure we connect with them, we talk with them, and we will have a regular engagement rather than he's a supplier, we will pay whenever we will pay. So we need to make sure we build a strong relationship within our group.
Yep. Can I touch on just the multicultural society of Hawke's Bay, which it's growing? It's about 20% of the population. Do you see, how they've faced the adversity and stuff that we've gone through? Do you talk to others and to see how they've coped with this period of time, and are they optimistic going forward?
Look, when I came in 2008, there's hardly too many cars on the road, but now you can see a lot of cars, which tells you the story how far we have reached in Hawke's Bay especially. And I have a friend from South Africa, I have New Zealand friends, Sri Lankan friends. So yeah, they all technically they're still all optimistic about going forward, just because 6-7 weeks and won't be that hard if they continue, because everyone has started from zero anyway in the past. So going forward, if they learn the first step, they will continue. It's just like we fall down, now we need to stood up and going back again, So it's just a little hiccup, and I think especially in Hawke's Bay, I keep saying Hawke's Bay because Hawke's Bay given us so much, and it will keep going, given us future will give us a lot more. It's easy. It's in our culture in here in Hawke's Bay that people don't fall back. They always want to go hard at it, So they're all optimistic. Everything become easy, or maybe gradually it will go, but let's see how it works out. Yeah.
Cool. Hey, Gary, it's been fantastic catching up with you today. You're incredibly positive. I'm sure that if the chips are down and I'm a little bit worried about things, I can come to you and you'll pat me on the shoulder and say, no, keep pushing forward. Thanks for all your optimism. And we look forward to seeing the Clean Crew expand its range of services and expand the business to maybe beyond Hawke's Bay and those types of things. So best of luck.
Thank you, Damon. Thank you. As I said, Hawke's Bay has given us a lot, and without Hawke's Bay or people community, we wouldn't be here. So thank you so much again, and we'll in touch for sure.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, Gary. Catch you later. Cheers. Bye.